Hi guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. On today's video we are going to be learning how to cut this beautiful gathered flake gown. So if this is the kind of video that you want to watch, let's dive into the video without wasting much time. Okay, so here I have the fabric that I'll be using for this particular dress. Here I have about 6 yards of fabric. You can see I've not even opened it. It's just 6 yards of it. And then I have the doll face that we're using for the balloon hand, and it's just half yard of it. Okay, it's half yard, 18 by 60. And then I have the lining, the check, the measurement, and also the tape. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by cutting out the downside, which is the fillet part. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to measure about 4 yards, and after measuring it I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so after you're done cutting it out, the next thing you're going to do is to minus your half length. You're going to minus your half length from your shoulder to your navel. Okay, 2 inches above your navel, minus it and then measure to the length of the gown. Okay, I hope you understand. Measure to the length of the gown. I'm going to mark out the length of the gown and then I'm going to add extra 2 inches to it. Then from there, I'm going to cut it out as well. So right now, the next thing I'm going to do is to divide it into two. Okay, I'm going to divide the whole of it into two. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want the back and the front to be different. Okay, to be separated. So I'm going to divide it into two, and on that back piece on, I'm also going to divide it into two. Okay, because remember we are going to be adding a zipper. Okay, so I'm going to divide it into two again, which is going to make it three pieces for that dancer. But guys, if you don't want to do it like this, you can also go ahead and just use that one, like to join everything together and then add it. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to start working on the upper side. Okay, so I'm going to fold my fabric. Remember that we are using free hand. Okay, we are drafting with our free hand. So first of all, I'm going to draft the back piece and cut before the front piece. Okay, because we are going to be using that back piece to get the front piece. So right now I'm going to mark out the shoulder line, and then the next line you are going to mark is the chest line. Okay, so that downside line that you see here is going to serve as the half length and then 1 inch extra allowance. Okay, so right now I'm going to divide the shoulder measurement by two, and then I'm going to place it on the shoulder line and extend down to the chest line. Go ahead and join the two dots together like this, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out the neckline, which I'm going to use 3 by 1 inches. Okay, I used 3 inches and then I came down with 1 inch because this is a high neck neckline. Okay, so I'm going to connect the two dots, and then for the shoulder slope I'll come down with 1 inch and then connect back to the neckline. So right here I'm going to divide the distance between the chest line and the shoulder slope into two. Okay, and then I'm going to go in from that place with half an inch, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to divide the bust round measurement by 4. You're going to mark it and then add extra allowance. Okay, then go ahead and repeat the same thing on the waistline. Your waistline measurement divided by 4 and extra allowance. Then go ahead and connect it like this. So after that, for us to be able to connect our armhole, to create an armhole, we are going to connect from that shoulder slope to the center dot and then our measurement divided by 4. I hope you guys understand. After that, go ahead and cross check your work before cutting out. Okay, so now after you are done cutting out the back piece, the next thing you're going to do is to fold another fabric. This time around we are going to be cutting out the front piece. Okay, but first of all we are going to get the side of the front piece. Okay, so right now I'm going to fold my fabric and I'm going to place that back piece on top of it. Make sure that at least you have 1 inch from that neckline, okay, inside. I don't know if you guys understand me. At least make sure you have at least 1 inch inside. Remember, we are working with freehand. So right now I'm going to go ahead and trace out um the back piece on it. So I'm going to trace out and then cut. So after you are done cutting it, the next thing you are going to do is to keep it aside. Okay, if you watch very well, you are going to notice that 1 inch extra that I mentioned earlier. So we are going to fold another fabric. This time around, we are working on the breast cup. So I'm going to place my tape and I'll make sure that I have the length of the half length, okay, the full half length, and then I'm going to mark out 5 inches for the neckline, and then the next line I'm going to mark here is will build the bust point, the under bust, and then the half length. Okay, I added extra allowance just as we did earlier on the back piece. So right now I'm going to divide my bust round measurement by 6. Divide your bust round measurement by 6, and then you are going to place it on the bust point. Okay, the second line that you see here, go ahead and place it there. You are not adding any allowance, please. So it's either you divide your bust round measurement by 6, or you divide your bust span measurement by 2, which is your nipple to nipple measurement. And then after that, on that neckline, we are going to minus 1.5 inches from what we got earlier on the bust point, okay, which is your nipple to nipple measurement. You're going to mark it on the neckline, on the under bust, and then the half length. Then go ahead and connect all the whole dots just as you can see me doing. So for the neckline, it depends on the type of neckline that you want to have. Okay, you can either make it to be sweetheart, round neckline, or W V neckline, or you can also make it to be square block neckline. So it depends on what you want. So right now I'm going to go ahead and cut out the choice that I want to make. I think I'm going to be making it to be round, so I'm going to cross check again and then cut. So after you are done cutting it out, we are going to bring that side piece that we cut earlier. Remember, I told you guys that you are supposed to bring out about 1 inch from that shoulder, from that neckline side. So right now I'm going to bring the breast cup, and then I'm going to place it on top of this one like this. Okay, make sure that that side is facing the center side of the side piece, and then make sure that all the lines are lined together, especially that half length side. Okay, so I'm going to place it like this, and then I'm going to trace out. But remember, we are supposed to at least get the neckline where the neckline started from. Okay, so I've gone ahead to remove that 1 inch that we saw earlier, and then I'm going to trace out. Okay, just go ahead, take your time and trace out. And then when you get to this part, you're just going to mark it to reach the neckline. I hope you guys understand. Just cut until you get that to that neckline. Okay, so when you open it up, you are going to have something like this. If you watch very well, it also looks like when you draft it on your pattern paper, right? So it's still the same thing. So after that, I'm going to bring another fabric and I'm going to fold it into two. I'll place my hand on top of it, and then I'm going to trace it out. Okay, this will be the pocket. Okay, because I want to add pockets to this dress. Okay, so I have like two of them. So right now I'm going to be cutting out the breast part. Okay, I will be using this particular foam for it. So I'm going to fold the foam, and then I'm going to place the part, I'll be the breast cup on top of it like this, and then I'm going to trace out. Please, while cutting it, make sure that you place from the under bust of the breast cup that we just cut out. Okay, I hope you guys understand me, and then make sure that the center part aligns together, okay, that is not shorter or bigger than the main breast cup. So right now I'm going to, after cutting that first one, I'm going to trace out the side, okay, using that first one that we cut. I also have edited video on how to do this on my channel. You can also go ahead and watch it out. Okay, So after that, I'm going to notch it so that by the time I want to join, I will not be stressing or having issue with it. So right now it's time to start sewing it. I'm going to place this one on top of it like this. So make sure that the breast part starts directly from the under bust, okay? So you're going to go ahead and sew on the two side, okay? You're not going to sew on the upper side or the down side, just the two side is enough. And then on this part, you are also going to do the same thing, okay? So before we move over to the sewing machine, let's quickly cut the sleeve, okay? So this is the fabric that I have for the sleeve. I'm going to fold it into four because we'll be cutting the both sleeves together. And then after you're done folding it, arrange very well. And then first of all, we are going to measure the armhole that we have here. And whatever we'll have there, we are going to times it by four, okay? So, and then we're going to use it and, draft out the sleeve, okay. So but before then, let's just go ahead now and measure out the length. I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches allowance for hemming, and then I'm going to draft out, okay. So right now I'm going to check if what I have here is the same measurement with what I measured earlier. And then for the sleeve band, I'm going to times it by 2, okay. The sleeve round measurement by 2 because we are going to be adding this elastic, okay, so that it's going to gather it together for us. So I'm going to times it by 2. I'll mark it out and then I'll add extra allowance. So after that, I'm going to connect it like this and then cut, okay. So when you open it up, you're going to see the shape that you have. Can you see it? So on that upper side, you'll be gathering that side, and then for the downside, you're going to fold it like 2 times and insert the elastic, okay. So on this part, I'm going to, for that downside, I'm going to cut out the lining as well. I'll cut exactly the same way I cut the fillet, but the lining is going to be shorter than the main fabric. So I also go ahead to cut out all the linings for the upper side. So let me quickly use the opportunity to say a very big thank you to my subscribers, my returning viewers. You guys are the very best. And please, if today is your first time coming across my channel, please don't forget to hit on that subscribe button to join the family, okay? Thank you so much and may God bless you. Amen. So after you are done drafting, I'll be cutting out all the linings. The next thing we should do is to start sewing it, okay. So I'm going to be joining the front lining separately and then the ankara separately, okay. So I'm going to move out my sewing machine and I'm going to place it like this and then join it. So after I'm done joining it, I also repeat the same thing on the ankara piece. But before joining it, I'll first of all join the breast part before joining it, okay. So for the back piece, I'm also going to turn it up with lining and all that, okay. The place you're going to sew is just the from the neckline to the zipper side and then the side, okay. So also repeat the same thing on this part, okay. And for the flare side, you're going to use our sewing machine to gather all the flare side, okay. We are going to gather it both for the back and the front piece. So I'm going to move out to my sewing machine to do all of that. So after I'm done doing it, after I'm done gathering the flare, this is what we have, okay. I pleat it, I did not gather it, right? I think there's difference between gathering and pleating. So I pleated mine. So on the upper piece, this is the lining, you can see how it is, and then this is the main fabric. So you can see that I've already gone ahead to join the pad and everything, and you can see how beautiful it came out. You can see how the shape came out very well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to notch it. So while notching it, please make sure that you don't cut through the stitch, okay. So you have to be careful while doing this, okay. So after you are done notching it, the next thing you should do is just to go ahead and give it a nice press. But for me, I'm not going to be pressing it now. It will be after I'm done joining the lining. So also go ahead and notch the lining also, okay? So after that, I'm going to place the lining on top of the fabric, and then I'll make sure that the right side will be facing the right side, okay? And then the first thing I'm going to do is to move out my sewing machine to sew on the neck area, and then after that, I'm also going to stitch the side, okay? So right now I'm done doing all of that, and this is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead now and you know, notch it so that by the time I turn it up, it's going to be more relaxing, okay, to relax very well. So I'm going to notch, and then I'll turn it over and give it a nice press, okay. So and for the back piece also, I also did the same thing. So I'm also going to notch that neck area, and then I'll turn it over and give it a nice press as well. So guys, please, if you have any question, do not hesitate or do not forget to leave your question down in the comment section. Like if you have any question regarding this our work here, please always remember to be free. Leave your question down in the comment section, because I'm also going to answer all of that, okay? So after ironing it, go ahead and trim it out, all the unwanted places. And then the next we are going to do is to place it together like this. Like the back piece, we're going to place it, and then we are going to divide our bust round measurement by 6, or your bust span divided by 2, and you are going to place it from the zipper side. Okay, please make sure that you exclude the zipper area, and then notch it for the darts, okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and iron the front piece as well, okay. Use your ball and iron it. Remember, you cannot iron a curvy space like that without your ball, okay, so that the shape will come out very fine. So if you watch very well, you're going to notice the place that your boobs is going to sit right in. So that is it. So and I'm also gonna head to sew the dart for the back piece. So now it's now time to join the back and the front piece together. I'll first of all join the shoulders, and then I will use the body measurement divided by 2 to close up the side, okay. The body measurement divided by 2, use it and close it up. And okay, but before then, let's work on the sleeve, okay. So I've gone ahead to fold the downside. I'll also give it a nice press, and after I'm done pressing it, I'm going to bring out the elastic, okay, and then I'm going to cut out the elastic using the sleeve round measurement, okay. I'm not going to be adding any allowance, so I'm going to just use that sleeve round measurement. No adding and no minusing, like no adding or no deducting from the sleeve round measurement. So I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to insert the elastic inside the place, the space we have already, marked out. So I'm going to insert it. I'll use our fixed pin to secure the two ends, okay. So I'm going to secure the two ends with our fixed pin, and then I'm continue inserting the elastic. So after then I'll also use pin to secure this other part. So this is what we have after we are done. I'll also go ahead and move out my sewing machine to hold all these places before joining it. So right now I'm done doing all of that, and I also went ahead to join the downside. Please, you guys should pardon me, because at this moment the owner of the dress is standing right behind me, and I don't know what else to do. But I begged her to please allow me to finish it, because this fabric just came urgent, and I decided to use it and do this video. So you guys should please pardon me. There is no much thing there. I joined the sleeve and then the flare part. I also went ahead to join the pocket, okay. So there's no much thing, and then you use your lining to turn up that edges, okay. If you watch very well, you are going to notice that my lining is covering or covers all the rough edges that should have come out from that side. So that's what I did. Okay, so right now I'm going to pin everything down, and then I'll move out to my sewing machine to stitch on it, both for the back side and everything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pin down, and then after pinning down I'll move out my sewing machine to close the side up, and then I also add my zipper and all of that. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So for the back piece, you can see for the zipper side, I'm also going to pin down. Okay, I'm going to pin everything down. So I'll be using this particular zipper for this gown. Okay, you can see the zipper. I'm going to be using the zipper, okay, on it. But before that, I'm going to measure from that half length, like 5 inches down, and close the downside before adding the zipper. And then after you are done with all of that, go ahead and hem the downside, okay? So thank you so much. So after I'm done with all of that, this is the outcome of the dress. You can see it's very beautiful and fine. No matter that I rushed this sewing like tomorrow no day, but at least stick came out fine. You can see it's very fine and beautiful. So thank you guys so very much for watching my video. Thank you for always coming back to watch my video. Thank you for always clicking whenever you see my notification. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. So this is the sleeve side. You can see it's very beautiful. This is balloon sleeve. Okay, so I think this is going to be the end of our video. I'm going to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much, and remain blessed. Bye.